terrific.
What were your impressions of the first scrimmage?
Watching it, it was the best way to describe it was not clean. Where in the spring we probably didn't know what to do. Now we know what to do, but we could not take our technique from Green Tree practice field to a different setting out there and operate. For the most part, when I talk about, it's hard to make general assumptions of every player, but most players just saw a sharp decline in their attention to detail, technique, just things like that just happen when you're on a field all by yourself, and you've got that game day accountability of a mistake either side of the ball, gives up a first down or gives up a negative play, whatever. So sometimes that's to be expected in first scrimmages, and when our battle is sort of the difference between being good and great, we're better, but we're a long, long way from where we need to be.
And is that some of the things you're talking on, like you said, that some of it's expected, but is it a little bit concerning with the game so close now?
No, because that's why you have to scrimmage, right? Because it's just different in the game, right? It's like learning to play music in your bedroom and then like going on stage, right? It's just different, out there, and that's why you have to put them in that environment. That's why you do it, right? That's why the NFL has 4 of those before they play their first game. So that's all a part of it. The encouraging thing, like I said, is in terms of knowing what to do. Last year I didn't know that I had this route. Now I know I have the route, but my technique in terms of how I stem the route and how I run the route, all that went out the door. So to me, that's what the players can see, and they can understand that that's the standard that we have to work on.
Manny, do you know a guy who sort of stepped up? I saw him with the first team right tackle.
Yeah, John had a good day. Like, if whatever you see in terms of, if you're making an assessment on, I don't know how you would see a first team right tackle when I don't have a first time right tackle. So, like I said, we're always trying to move guys around and find out what the best combination is. There's not a first team anything right now.
Manny, are you still learning things yourself? Like when you go through that as a head coach, the first scrimmage, is there anything you can take away?
Yeah, I suppose. To me, what I'm trying to learn is just trying to learn the team. I'm trying to learn what we do well and where we're at and where our mentality is at, and the coaching staff imparting our will to the players and seeing at what point do the players start to live up to the standard. To me, that's the most important thing. I don't sit around and think about my role and all this other than just, it's about the guys in the locker room.
Are you and Dan seeing any separation at all with the quarterbacks?
I think we're seeing, maybe the better word is elevation from the quarterbacks. They all continue to get better. They all continue to make plays. It's just now this week's going to determine it. We've gotten to this week intentionally, on purpose, had a great day out there in very, very trying conditions, to now really see the final push of who's going to make it. So compared to where we were in April, compared to even where we were 8 days ago, we're better. You know what I mean? So we're encouraging. Like we're going to be okay. It's just that we don't want to be okay. That's really what it's all about right now. Okay, so like it's better than it was, but that's not good enough.
Do you anticipate publicly naming a starting quarterback early next week, or keep it amongst yourselves?
That depends. Yeah, that depends. That's something that we'll have to talk about inside, and whether we choose to announce that or not.
Is there any chance you play 2 of them in the opener?
Well, you can't. You can't say there's not a possibility that 2 guys could play, right? Because you can't predict what would happen on game day. But we're certainly looking for a guy to be our guy.
Anything else, guys?
I want to ask you, quarterbacks hit 71%. Was that just a function of the offense being that good, or were there just, like you mentioned, bust on the defense, just mental errors, or what sort of do you attribute that high completion percentage to?
No, because there's completions in this offense. There's places, I've said it multiple times, there's places for the quarterback to go with the ball. Now, the defense, to use that example, the offense, I think, had 22 yards after the catch. So when they're completing passes, they weren't going anywhere afterwards, is that good execution in terms of guys, the quarterback finding the open guy and the defense getting the guy on the ground, without any damage after that? We didn't have, as many explosive plays as we like on offense. Is that because of guys not being able to, break tackles, or that because of guys doing a good job of tackling? That's always the hard part, right? You're not sure which side you're really rooting for. But I do think the quarterbacks are coming to the understanding that there's going to be somebody available for them to go to in this offense. So when we talk about decision making and accuracy, to get the ball to our playmakers and let them go. Now the onus is on our playmakers that when they have the ball, they got to make some things happen afterwards.
Great. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, thank you all.